And joining us now as our first guest in our brand new studio, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Welcome back to American Ground Radio, and thank you for joining us in our new digs.
Man, are we in Washington? Are we in Shreveport, Louisiana? This is incredible. I don't know, whoever were the craftsmen here, they deserve the Congressional Gold Medal.
Absolutely.
It's so authentic, guys. Such a great job.
Thank you.
Well, that's high compliment since you stand in the House.
Well, this is like my domain, man. This is, it is so close. And you even got the motto at the top. It's perfect. I mean, really, I haven't seen a better replica. It's amazing. Congrats on the new studio.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, you referenced that motto in your very first speech as Speaker of the House. That's a big part of why you do what you do, yes?
It is, yeah. And I think it's important that the speaker stands just beneath the motto. You know, in the early 60s, Congress, by act of Congress, voted to attach it there, put it right there on the marble as a reminder. And if you look in the visitor's guide to Congress that tourists are given, it says in there, explains why they put it there. They said it was a rebuke to the Soviets and their worldview because it was the height of the Cold War. And remember, Marxism, communism, socialism began with the premise that there is no God. And Congress wanted to affirm our national motto and put it there right at the top. So everybody had to stare at it all the time to remind them we're very different. We're one nation under God.
Now, in recent weeks, with the passing of Charlie Kirk and some of the unkind reactions to some of that, even in the House itself, how hard has it been for you to remind yourself of that motto, given some of the behavior from folks on the other side?
It's never difficult to remind myself. Charlie and I, he was a good friend, and he and I were very closely aligned on our worldview. You guys would have loved having Charlie in the studio at some point if you'd ever had the chance, because we all agreed so closely. And Charlie understood that. He understood we live in the greatest nation in the history of the world, and there's a reason for that, because it's about the foundations of the country. And he spoke about it. He could articulate that so well. He talked about what made us different and the idea that we were founded on this Judeo-Christian idea that we're all made in God's image. It's a self-evident truth, as the founders articulated themselves, and that there are all these implications that come from that. So Charlie, while he loved debate, he loved people more, and he was always trying to reach the individual. That was the key, and that's what I've been trying to remind everybody about. I've spoken, I think, at 4 or 5 memorials for Charlie since his passing. I was there in Arizona with the president. Kelly and I got to fly with the president on Air Force One to go to the memorial service last Sunday, and it was so moving. And we talked about it all the way back with the president. A really important moment in American history. I think it's awakened a lot of people, and I hope that Charlie's legacy lasts far beyond him. I think it will.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Speaker, you've had to navigate incredible political pressures. How do you personally decide when to compromise for progress versus when to stand on principles, even if it costs you politically?
Well, here's the difference. It's pretty simple, actually, and this is what I try to walk new members of Congress through. My philosophy is you never compromise core principles. You can't. But you have to compromise preferences very often, because we're in a legislative body and you have 434 colleagues there. No one gets 100% of what they want. So the art to it is trying to find that point of consensus amongst certainly everyone in your own party, and when you can, drag along some from the others. That's the idea. But you're trying to win the argument, win people over to it, and build that consensus very carefully. It's a delicate balance when you have the smallest margin in U.S. history. For about 90 of the first 100 days of this Congress, I quite literally had a 1-vote margin. And so getting everybody to compromise on their preferences was essential to get the product delivered. And we did. We got the One Big Beautiful Bill, for example. I mean, the largest, most aggressive legislative agenda of any Congress in memory. And we did it in record time. And the way we did that is we just worked through each issue with everybody deliberately, slowly over the course of time. But having started that well in advance, we were able to get the legislation done by July in record time. So that's the art. The thing is, you have to know, as Speaker, you have to know the leader of your party. You have to know where everybody's sort of their lines are, the dynamics of their district, what makes them tick personally, individually. We make a joke. I'm about half the day I'm Speaker of the House, and the other half I'm really like a mental health counselor, guys. That's really what it comes down to, just working everybody through it. But so far, so good. And we have a lot more yet to do.
Absolutely.
As Speaker, this was not something that you sought out when you went to Congress. This was not something that was on your punch card for things you're going to accomplish in life. and yet it is the position that you are in. How has that changed you?
Well, it hasn't, and that's kind of the key, because it's never a job that I frankly aspired to have or expected to have. So it hasn't changed me at all. I mean, I'm exactly the same person as I was before they handed me the gavel. And then when they did hand me the gavel, they said, your life's never going to be the same again. I did grossly underestimate how much it was going to change my circumstances, but not my person, if that makes sense. So, and I think that's kind of the key to it. I'm just trying to be a servant leader. It's the way I've always done this, and that's my worldview, and that's how I operate. And I think that's been the key to this, because my colleagues know I don't have any personal ambition. I'm not trying to one-up anybody. It's quite the opposite. And I think that's been the key to how we've been effective.
With everything going on in the world and in our country, obviously, what gives you hope right now? What is the message of hope that you would want to give Americans who are watching, maybe listening right now?
Well, I'm very hopeful. I'm very bullish about the future of America. I'm bullish about the upcoming election cycle, which I'm convinced that we're going to defy history and grow the House majority. It's only twice in 90 years that a sitting president has picked up seats for his party in that first midterm cycle. But I genuinely believe, we're the team that defies expectations and makes history. We're going to do it again. But I'm very optimistic about the future of the country. I think recent events, Charlie's passing, for example, has, as I said, awakened a lot of people, and they recognize that while there is this wide chasm that's developed between two political ideologies, two parties, the party that we represent, our ideals, are those that made the nation the greatest in the world. We're kind of up on the 250th anniversary of this great nation, and it gives all of us, it gives you guys, it gives me, all of us a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to just go straight to the Declaration, straight to the founding principles. In every public setting, in every speech, in every program, weave that in, because we have an education process. Reagan said, freedom is not inherited in the bloodstream, right? It's got to be fought for. It's got to be protected, passed along to the next generation, so they'll have the same liberty, opportunity, and security that we've had. We have a grand opportunity to do that. And I think young people are coming to our side in record numbers. I think Charlie's passing has something to do with that. But so are all other demographics. In the 2024 election cycle, we had a huge demographic shift into the Republican Party, and they did not come, reluctantly. They came with hopeful anticipation. We're delivering on those promises. We're showing them what America stands for, and we will be the great, strong nation that we have been for another 250 years, should the Lord tarry, right?
Speaker Mike Johnson, thank you so much for being with us here. Thanks for being a guest of the show. Thanks for being a fan of the show. We say that you are our first fan ever. We just claim that.
Yeah, I claim it too. That's great. And I mean, you guys, I've been in lots of studios. This is probably the best one I've ever seen. It's amazing. So congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to put that on the outside. We're going to put that on the outside. Speaker Johnson, best studio I've ever seen.
That's right. That's right. I think it is.
Trump impression.
This is great. It's so huge. I think this is going to be probably like the greatest studio of all time, is what I think.
Speaker Johnson, thank you so much.
Buddy. Thank you.